An update now on the fires tearing across Northern California, forcing hundreds of thousands to evacuate and leaving millions without power. Jane Wells joins us with more. And Jane, how are you?
Hi, Becky. I'm at the Soda Rock Winery, very well known here in Healdsburg, and one of the 94 structures destroyed in this fire. But welcome to the world's fifth largest economy, California, where apparently one way to deal with hurricane-force winds during fire season is to flip the switch and turn off the power to over 2 million people. Now, we drove through active fire to get here this morning, and the latest on the Kincaid fire, 54,000 acres, so it's pretty much doubled in 24 hours. 5% containment, 80,000 structures threatened, an unprecedented 186,000 people still under evacuation orders, 2 firefighter injuries, and incredibly no known deaths. Now, even so, much of the Bay Area, the technology capital of the world, remains in the dark as PG&E preemptively cut off power to avoid falling power lines sparking fires. And power will stay off to a lot of people through the next wind event, which starts tomorrow. So a lot of people are just throwing out the perishable food, letting the beer in the fridge get warm, and if you're evacuated, praying your house is still there. Now, PG&E, which is in bankruptcy, has had a power failure of its own on Wall Street, as news that despite the preemptive blackouts, there's a possibility this fire was started by a PG&E transmission line. And down south, SoCal Edison, while there is another fire down there along the 405 this morning, it's warning over 300,000 customers about the potential of the power being shut off in the next 24 hours if the winds kick up again down there. You should be looking at a map of the active fires in California right now. The governor has declared a state of emergency for the entire state. He told Bloomberg he'd like Warren Buffett to make a bid to buy PG&E out of bankruptcy. And the mayor of San Jose, guys, is suggesting that PG&E become the nation's largest customer-owned utility with 5 million customers. By the way, PG&E reports earnings a week from today. Guys.
Hey, Jane, just in terms of PG&E and how people feel about the company right now there, what would you describe it? You hear Gavin Newsom making this call to try and get Berkshire Hathaway in to buy it. You hear the San Jose mayor saying we should just take it over and have it publicly owned. I think PG&E's response to that was that their transmission offices weren't for sale, none of their operations. But how do people just generally feel about the company?
I feel they're mixed. The governor's furious, blaming a lack of upgrades in the infrastructure. PG&E says it has been doing some upgrades. At the same time, if you talk to somebody like, hey, I'm going to lose power for 48, 72 hours, that is a pain, but at least maybe houses and lives will be saved. PG&E is claiming that despite the possibility this fire might have been caused by a PG&E transmission line, it has shown pictures of tree branches on de-energized lines saying, hey, look, if we hadn't turned that off, it might have been worse. So I think the bottom line is a lot of people in California are saying we are the wealthiest state in the nation. We're the 5th largest economy in the world, and we haven't figured out how to keep the lights on during fire season.
It's not a short-term solution, though. I mean, this is decades and decades of underinvesting in the infrastructure.
It is. And there was an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal saying the utilities have been forced by their political overlords to invest in other things. And ironically, this is the solar power capital of the world, but most solar power systems at homes are in the grid. So if the grid goes down, they go down. And now people are interested in buying batteries from like maybe Tesla so that their solar systems can continue to work off the grid. But those are very expensive. I mean, they're like $13,000, $14,000 for a home battery system.